You just went black.
To me?
That's okay.
No, Peter. Oh, maybe it was you. I don't know.
I've seen me.
Over there.
Okay, welcome to Studio Synergy 18, 2014 in review. If we want to. Um, I was trying to get a couple more people in. So if anybody wants in, write a message on the event page, and I'll see it. Essentially, if we're not connected on G Plus, then I might need your email or something. Anyway, we'll figure it out. So yeah, it was a holiday last week. Everybody have a good one?
Oh
Where
yeah.
there's a holiday? What?
What?
Did
Why
you
did nobody tell me this?
What?
did you miss it?
I guess so. No, I'm fucking with everybody. Of course, I had a good holiday. I don't even know why I lied about that.
You're just looking for the attention.
I really am.
Yeah. Well, I went up north, uh, to Lisa's dad's, because health-wise he could be doing better. But he was pretty decent when we went to visit him, and he's got a lot to deal with, and you know, he's not gonna be with us forever. But it was good get a lot of us together up there. Then we came back here, and actually, was it Christmas night? Christmas night, I think we went over to her Uncle Tom's and had another feast over there, and had something they called Dirty Santa.
That doesn't sound.
That
You
sounds
might want to
actually.
explain that.
Yeah, because that sounds actually the opposite of advertising.
That sounds the exact opposite of awesome
Well-
sauce.
Well, I think there was at the party. I think there was 34 of us involved, something like that.
There were 34 of you
Yeah,
involved
he-
in the Dirty Santa.
Yeah, in Dirty Santa. So everybody
Oh my-
gets their number, and it goes, however they choose. I think we went from the highest number down to number one. So the first person goes to the Christmas tree and picks a gift at random, and they open it up, and they either like it or not or whatever. But the next person can either choose to get any package already opened, or go to the tree and open a gift. So you can steal somebody's gift. Hence,
This doesn't sound like a good tradition. It sounds like you piss your family members off.
We
well, me and Lisa, like, were, I don't know, I guess upper 20s or whatever. And she chose first and really liked her gift, and then I chose like two people after her and really liked my gift, but her gift was stolen like 2 times, and she got her third option, whatever. But she liked that one equally. So it's it's an interesting game.
we did something
Anyway,
like that.
it's-
We did
Okay.
something like that at work for our Christmas party a couple of years back. We didn't call it that though.
well, that's what they call it. I don't know. It's I think I've heard of it before, but I never actually was involved with it. So this is my first time playing it. But yeah, it looks like they play it every Christmas. So it was fun times.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I had a busy Christmas. We thought we were going to do nothing, so it turned out really good.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, man.
Yeah. So let's do introductions. Kevin showed up.
Am I here, or can you hear me at all?
You're here.
And you can be here, and you can be heard.
Yeah.
Heard.
Loud and clear, coming through.
Okay, too loud or anything?
Oh, no, you're good.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off.
Hi, Peter. Hi, guys.
Hello, welcome.
You want me to say something about myself?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, right now I'm working on some comic book samples that I want to post online. And these are some that I've inked partially, and so I'm trying to finish it digitally and save what I have so I don't have to do everything all over again. And
Oh,
I'm still
okay.
trying to figure this out, so
It's a process.
yeah. How do I tell who's on screen? Who's on first?
I don't know. Third base.
I think when you're talking, it seems to pop up unless it goes black on you.
Yeah.
Well, right now I've got Peter clicked and I see him. But what
Well,
are you
if
guys seeing?
If you click on somebody, then you're going to see them. It doesn't mean we'll see them.
Okay.
But how it supposedly turns out in the video is I was talking. It's kind of confusing because we don't. There is the option. Let's see. To put like our name tags on our screens, so we can put our names.
Do we do that, or do you?
We each individually do that. But it's been ages since I did that. I think it's controls. No, that's not it.
I'm seeing your names, but not mine. Me, I'm you.
Well,
So.
yeah, you are you. Should be you.
That's good to know.
Alright, no, that's not it.
Oh, I can give myself horns. Sweet.
You got
I should-
Google effects, man.
What the? I should stop touching things.
Why must you destroy everything you touch?
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to worry about this right now, but but it's other than Kevin, other than you, there's John and Johannes with us tonight. So John, introduce yourself.
Heyo, I am John Grosecki, also known as Zomberai on the internets, and tonight I am working on the next page of my urban fantasy action adventure webcomic, Everyday Abnormal.
Oh, okay.
And I am the illustrious Johannes Wick with a V. I'm working on my page number 2 of The Pelican. And you can find me pretty much everywhere. Fine Art America, eBay, Google, Facebook, YouTube.
And the
obviously.
Artcasters.
And the Artcasters, yeah.
Yes.
That's right, we're on the Outcasters.
Yeah, don't forget them guys.
Yeah, those guys were okay.
Some of them.
Some of them.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Except for that Jeff Lafferty guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
that dude.
Jeff. Oh,
That dude.
make sure you talk about him. He loves it.
Yeah.
Um,
Get a nasty message tomorrow. Death threats.
I thought we were friends.
oh,
Dude, I'm telling you, you're gonna knock me off my ball.
of course we are, bro.
This is actually my goal is to knock you off that yoga ball at some point during tonight. If I can get you into a laughing fit that puts you on the floor, I will declare victory.
Dude, the problem is that if I do, it's not just like a little wipeout. It's like I'll take everything off my desk with me.
That is a chance I'm willing to take.
That's and that's the reason why I'm not sitting on a ball right now. If I take everything off my desk, then that's not really good for art.
You're
Yeah,
telling me. I was thinking at the time.
That's one of the many reasons I don't go in for traditional inking, because
Dude, that was the only thing that stayed on the table. Down.
I never fell off a chair when I was traditional inking, but one time I did fall asleep at my art table.
I've done that.
I've done it a couple times, but the one time I did it with ink was by far the worst.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. I was actually like falling asleep in between lines once. Right? It was when I first started doing the 100 days of comic books, and I was just like it seemed like every day I was up all the time.
I don't care how tired I am. I never fell asleep doing anything. I don't know. It's like I mean, I fell asleep on a train going to work or coming home, or like that I can understand, but at an art table, sleep.
You know, the funny thing is I would probably never be able to fall asleep on a train.
It gets really it's very comforting having that vibration going on.
See, I've never been able to fall asleep on a train. I've never been able to fall asleep on a plane. That vibration does not actually help me.
Yeah. I hear that.
On a plane, I haven't traveled that far, so I mean, I went to Texas, but that was with 3 planes. Well, I went to San Diego. I don't know. I guess I was with people. I forget. But usually I'm up when I fly. It's been a while though. I miss flying. Gotta do more flying. But yeah, I mean, I used to go to high school. I used to take the train from Brooklyn to New York, Manhattan, and then for work. So it was an hour going there, an hour back. So I took the train a lot.
No, I'm a suburbs kid. That we were always taught that trains are bad. Okay.
Little Jimmy got on a train once, and we never saw him again.
Yeah, right.
Look, I could escape home. Hey, train. Well, if I should be working, I guess I'm right now. I got this, manga, anime-inspired comic I'm going to do for my patrons. So I figured I'll take this time to do some of that. I'm not working on a, worldwide popular webcomic like Everyday Abnormal or anything.
I was gonna say that's okay. Neither am I. Because Everyday Abnormal is not the opposite of popular, but it's not exactly super popular.
Oh, but we
So
still
does
love you.
anybody have yeah. We always try.
I appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
We'd love you more if you were really popular.
Oh, golly. Man.
Well played, sir.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're just having fun.
That's what we do here.
That's what we do here. Does anybody have plans for New Year's Eve?
Well, my job has graciously let us stay home for New Year's Day, so I'm going to be doing the usual traditional thing that everybody does on New Year's Eve and stay at home and draw a lot. Oh God, I don't drink. Are you crazy?
Well, you said the usual everyday.
Drink and draw until midnight?
What's that?
Yeah, I missed it too.
Drink and draw until midnight?
Mm.
That's what you're getting
I can only imagine how bad that would come out for me.
at?
Yeah, I don't drink, so I'm not sure I want to take that risk. First time I get sloshed drinking on the internet, I see no way that could go wrong for me.
Well, I'm in a dry county, so we do have some, what is it? Long Island? No. Some sort of mix.
In a dry county.
I guess we
I thought those only existed like below the Mason-Dixon.
Well,
What's that?
Where are you at, Peter?
The
I thought
dry
you were
counties?
Yeah, I thought. Well, I mean, like, there's also like the shore counties, but I thought you were up above New York or something.
No, I'm in Kentucky. It's
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Well, that makes
west
sense
of New York.
How did you wind up in Kentucky?
It's a long story. The easy answer is, I lived all my life in New York, and being a freelance artist, I decided, hey, probably living somewhere cheaper than New York would be a good idea.
That's true.
It was like I was living there until after my mom passed away. My father passed away back in '88, but my mom passed away 2006. So it was shortly after that that I moved to Bardstown, Kentucky, which is a small town. Louisville being the big spot in Kentucky that most people know.
Yeah.
I moved there specifically because I had a friend out there, and he's like, come, live with us for a little bit until you find a place, and blah, blah, blah. So I did that and found an apartment and lived there for about 2 years. Really liked it. But it was it was a beautiful town, but it was a small town. I think I, hopped around for a little bit, went back to New York, but I wound up in Louisville, And while I was in Louisville, I met up with Lisa, and eventually wound up moving here to Campbellsville, which is yet another small town. But you know, this is where her family is, and it's actually, you know, now that I'm just focused on career and not worried about getting a day job, it doesn't matter that, you know, I'm in the middle of nowhere. So, I really like it out here, you know. You don't really keep pace in New York, you know, for so long. It's a fast-moving town and all that, but I like it out here. It's more laid back, and you know, as long as I can, I'll be doing, you know, conventions again. As long as I can get on a plane more close by, then all is good. So.
Still very different.
Foreseeable future, this is, yeah, it is. I mean, you know, I miss New York to a certain point, but you know, when it comes down to it, it's more about the people anyway, and you know, I keep in touch with those I care about. And,
That's very true.
Screw the rest. No. But yeah, it's a much different lifestyle. You know, if I was still like working from home in DC, that's the only thing I would care about. Like, you know, except I forget if DC was moving out west, I guess.
Yeah, I think they just finished their move to Burbank, California.
Really? Hmm.
Yeah. So it's you know, even if I was living in New York, it's not what it was. It's like I love living there and working for both companies and just being able to go into the offices, but that was a whole different era. Now I'm working for myself, so you know, all I have to do is wake up and fall into my chair and get to work.
Put a pair of pants on every now and then.
Every now and then, you know.
That is one of the great things about, you know, not having a job tied to an office or something. Is, you know, being able to draw in your pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
It's a double-edged sword, though, sometimes. Well, at least for me. Sometimes I realize that I've been like in the same clothes for 2 days or 3.
Hey, yeah, that's...
I'm hearing that.
Yeah, I can't even lie and say that's never happened to me. That's true. Oh, hey, we have company. Oh, that's a problem.
Neighbors stop by unannounced. Crap.
Yeah. You know, working freelance, it's a tough thing, and I'm just trying to traverse the, you know, rocky waters. But
Yeah, freelancing is not for the faint of heart.
Now, is that more like how
it is not.
Is that more like how things are becoming, though? I mean, from what I've read, it seems like the trend, but what's written and what's actually going on is always...
What are you talking about specifically? Like comic industry, illustration, or above and beyond all that? Just like a lot of people doing business from home.
Yes.
All of them.
Actually, you kind of nailed it.
You know what I like about you, man, is that you phrase these questions in such easily answerable sections. You know? Simple yes or no thing.
Okay, let's. Yes.
I have hopes of being a reporter one day.
Yeah, well, really? We'll talk about that later.
How am I doing?
We need to have a chat, man. We need to talk.
I should stick to comic books, huh?
Speaking of which, I saw the interview, that controversial movie.
Oh yeah, same here.
Seth Rogen and James Franco. It was pretty good. You know, I think like 10% of their humor is really just like sexual innuendo, like, you know, really like easy humor kind of thing. And that's like, maybe, I don't know, a little old watching something like that, but it was a good movie though. It was good, and it was like daring, you know, and I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts, but nothing too clear on that whole movie. But anyway, yes, I think, you know, I think there is a trend of more people working from home, but I don't think it's only, you know, in the last couple of years. I think it's been happening in the last decade or two. You know, definitely with computers getting more and more powerful and you're able to do more with them, and you know, it's really easy for a lot of different kind of jobs to work from home. You know, there's like high level positions in companies where people are able to take, you know, a day or two during the week and just work from home.
Yeah, that's what my wife does.
You know,
She works
they don't
for
have to go in.
a pretty big company, and just like Mondays and Tuesdays, sometimes she's able to work from home.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. You know.
I've got a coworker at my job that we only ever see her on a day where there's free food. Because those are generally like important meetings or, you know, what have you. But I mean, still, that's the joke around the offices. That's the only time we see her, because the rest of the time she's working from home. She doesn't come in on a day-to-day.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you've got like a computer-based business, why bother going to work anymore? I mean, if you're just working on technology and you're working at a computer, every computer these days has got a camera. You know, every computer's got a microphone.
It's still, you know, people do it to be competitive. You have an office, you know, in Manhattan, you have an office in LA, you have an office in France or whatever. Because it's a way to be competitive, to have that prime real estate for you know, one of your headquarters. Is still important to a lot of people. But for a lot of just people, illustrators being one of them, comic people, artists of different ranks and whatnot, you know, if you have internet, then you know, you can email stuff back and forth, Dropbox, Skype, however you want to do it. And you know, get things done really quick, depending on time zone and whatnot. You know, you work from.
What's that?
You work from home, don't you?
Oh, yeah. But I mean, that's different, you know. I don't know. At least that's how I feel. I don't know.
It's different because it's you.
Yeah, it's different because it's me. I don't matter. Come on.
If you didn't matter, they wouldn't be paying you.
True.
You know, you're just as much a statistic as anyone else.
What are you trying to say here?
Oh, Peter, you always know how to make people feel better.
I want to be a statistic.
Something to aspire to.
Yes.
Oh, I know. Oh, no.
I've been trying for years, but I can't break into being a statistic.
Oh, you are. We just don't tell you.
They just
In which
don't tell
category? Yes. So, I was talking about New Year's Eve before. I guess we're keeping our options open at the moment to see who hold the party first, because we're in the everybody's asking everybody else what they're up to mode. So it's like first one to say, "Oh, okay, I'll have it at my house." We'll go there.
It's like party chicken.
What?
Exactly. So, does anybody want to get into the possible topic of this episode? Talk about their past year and goals they may have reached or not reached.
I'm not reached. Not even imagined.
It's goals kind of took a beating this year.
I had my car stolen.
Was it into?
Sorry.
Yeah. Was it in place of you didn't reach goals but succeeded in something else?
Well, for me, that sure put a dent in my year.
Yeah, that would really kind of set the tone for the year. That sucks, man. Had my car broken into, but never outright stolen.
Actually, it was the second time it was stolen. Only this time it was for real. So,
Wow.
yeah, it was a 17-year-old Honda Civic.
Yeah, that's one of those things that they go after.
And apparently, when I originally bought it, I thought it was just a half-decent car that was cheap. Little did I know.
Why would they target Honda Civics? That seems so incredibly random.
I don't remember now why, but I used to own one. And the statistics were that those years of Hondas were stolen because the parts were, I don't know, they were something was either easy about them or the parts were in demand or...
Well, what I understood was that kids liked them because they made street racers out of them.
Drifters.
Hopped up the engine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes you sick to your stomach. We had our car broken into on Easter.
Ooh.
Happy Easter to us. They didn't take anything. They just rifled through stuff. And like we both got into the car and we're both looking at each other and we're like, why is the Garmin sitting on the seat? They didn't take the Garmin. Like what were they looking for if they didn't take the Garmin?
A radio?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Your floor mats, maybe.
Yeah, how about it?
Well, maybe like it was just somebody teaching somebody else how to break into cars and.
Yeah. I don't know, but they messed up our sunroof.
Hmm.
Man, my car is just like in the process of breaking down, not not getting broken into. Feeling pretty good about things suddenly.
Somebody's always got it either better or worse than you, man. That's the way to look at it.
That is advice that is absolutely true and probably not the least bit helpful.
I don't know. That's my brother's advice to people every time something happens to them. You got to think about it like this. Somebody's always got it worse than you do. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm me, and I'm having it bad right now. Like, come on.
Yeah, but you got 2 arms, 2 legs. You can,
Yeah, you got your health.
you got your health.
I love it when people tell me that. It's like, yeah, I got my health, but I don't have my car. I had my car yesterday.
Yeah.
But just think, gas is really cheap.
I'm saving so much on gas. It's changed my life.
Bet.
See, the theme of this episode has turned from year in review to advice that is absolutely useless.
I used to get those cards left on my car that said, we will buy cars running or not. And now they're putting it on my new car too. So, not my new car, my replacement cars. That really makes me feel good. This
Time and
piece
a place,
of junk
guys.
is as bad as the last one you had. Come on. Can't you buy something decent?
You'll only know it's bad when you start developing a friendship with the guy putting the cards on the cars. Man, I was really expecting better this time. Who are you?
Oh, shoot. I just drew a line with white ink and it doesn't show up.
That's good for erasing.
Oh, something you might be interested in. I just sold some original comic book art to make some, quick cash. So turned out pretty well.
That's good.
Some pages, yeah.
Yeah.
Any way special or?
Well, yeah. I mean, I thought so, and I think they paid me pretty well. So there was a Jack Kirby. That was the big one. That was a pencil drawing, original of his. And then I had a John Byrne, Terry Austin X-Men page. So that got some money.
But did you go on eBay to sell them or just?
Actually, I was on Facebook at this Jack Kirby club or group, and,
okay.
and they were talking about and this discussion came up about no, I didn't post it. They came up about this other piece talking about, is this Jack Kirby's or is it not? And so I went to the site that the picture is posted on, and the guy was listing it for $3,800 for this little bitty sketch. So I said, gee, I need to check this out. all things being equal, I'd rather not have sold it, but it's nice to have the money.
Yeah, sometimes you can just kind of prioritize things. Although, man, if I had that, that would be a hard decision to make.
Mm-hmm.
The Kirby or the...
Oh, the Kirby. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but I am saying I would consider going hungry for a month or two to not sell the damn thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I was never a real art collector per se. At one point I had a bunch of pieces, but I think I pretty much sold everything because I moved around too much in my life, and possessions became a thing of the past. I'd always get rid of stuff every time I moved, and
Me too. Yeah.
so I don't think I had anything like super awesome, but I had some really nice pages and whatnot I got rid of over the years.
I would love to start.
Original artwork. Go ahead.
I would love to start getting original art. As of right now, I've only got 10 pieces, and that's Rob, who did the guest art for Chapter 3 for my comic.
All right.
Gave me the originals of the pages he did, which are basically the coolest thing that I own now. I gotta get frames and get them up, but I mean, I at least have the pages, so they're not displayed pretty yet, but.
And as more and more people do digital.
Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be much value in prints or not.
No, I think I do think that original art is going to appreciate a lot because it's just going to become that much rarer. Yeah. If there, like, I forget who was talking. I was reading an interview where some artists, only does like the big action shots in traditional art because those ones sell better at conventions and such. So, okay, if you've got, big name mucky muck artists drawing, say, Amazing Spider-Man, and there's only 5 actual traditional pages out of this particular issue. That's going to appreciate a lot. People do like owning physical objects.
I have to agree, and yet I'm all digital working myself now, so.
As am I. Although I am part of my Christmas haul was my family helped me out, got some traditional materials, so I'm going to be getting back into that game a little bit. I'm kind of excited for it.
Is this John speaking right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
You've got Magna Studio open too, so.
So I do.
Yeah. Yeah. That is an amazing program.
Oh, I love it.
I love it to death. I can't believe it.
It's Manga Studio and my Cintiq are like I started using those very early, and that was the first time that I wasn't fighting my tools all the time.
Yeah.
Traditional, I always feel like I'm fighting my tools a little bit. I can't get them quite to do what I want them to do.
I've never had the sense of freedom that I have with this program. It's wild to say that, but I actually feel like I don't want to sound. I hope this doesn't sound bad, but I mean I feel like I can do anything with it, and I certainly don't feel that way inking by hand.
No, I'd agree with you. I feel like there's limitations to traditional materials a lot of times. Yeah, I mean you do miss out on that tactile sensation of working with physical media a little bit, but to me the work just doesn't come out as good or my work doesn't.
That's
I
the way.
shouldn't.
See, there's so much stuff. Like, I don't know if it's just because I haven't invested in. I've spent so much time making brushes and things, and there's still like tools that I use, and I just can't get that same. There's just some freedoms that aren't there. There's so much freedom with the digital stuff, but also, inking wise in the real world, there's other things that are so much quicker.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, you're wrong. Oh.
Okay.
You settled that.
We had this nice friendly tone going, and now it's gone.
It's gone.
Take that.
What the hell?
Who the hell invited me?
I saw the yeah, really. John said it would be nice to have you on, but I don't know.
Well, I've made mistakes before.
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
That can't be.
I know it's hard to believe, but it's true.
So what kind of traditional supplies are you getting? Is that
I got a.
Crystal Pages and...
They gave me a huge stack of Blue Line artboards, which
Oh,
are my
cool.
favorite. They're my favorite drawing media. I
Is it like Blue Line Pro
Yeah.
pages? Oh. Yeah, I don't like those.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, as far as my preferences go, because, I've inked over 1 billion people.
Sure.
It's actually, like, I'd rather a regular Bristol pad, like the paper from that is better than Blue Line Pro. But they have improved over the years. They were really bad back when. But I always thought that their paper was too slick and smooth. And
Yeah, see, I always kind of liked that. I don't know.
yeah,
I suppose
I like.
maybe it's just a matter of I haven't used enough materials like that, but I've always kind of taken to them.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, everybody has their own experience, but you don't have to agree with me.
What is it about that slickness that doesn't jive with you?
Well, I prefer working on, non-smooth paper in the first place. I like a little roughness to it. Because if I don't know, it's just a preference. It's not easier or harder. It's not, that the lines are going to be any different. It's just my tactile experience that's what I prefer.
Well, and that makes a lot of sense to me because a lot of artists have say they like that tactile sensation of working with stuff, and I suppose you do lose a lot of that with the smooth board.
Yeah, but I do know a lot of artists do like the smooth paper better. I always try to communicate with, if I'm just an inker, try to communicate what I prefer with the penciler, and we find that medium space where it works for both of us. Especially if it's something long term. you don't want to. You want both team members to be working at their best.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
But they got me those, and they got me a new T-square and a new triangle, so I can lay my pages out all pretty and everything. And I've got a set of pens that I like using for inking. So yeah, I'm looking forward to like start doing some traditional again, just because I've done it so little over the past few years.
Right. Are you doing anything specific or just?
I haven't really even decided yet. I kind of want to start doing some art to sell. See if I can.
What?
I know. So weird. See if I can get something going on that, but I haven't thought if maybe I'm doing a project or something with it. I don't know. I've got options.
It's good to have options.
It is good to have options.
But this is a. Let's see. I don't think I see myself. Do I see myself? Okay. This is what I got for Dirty Santa. I don't know. It's like a little bag, and it came with just a bunch of random pens and pencils. It's funny that this became my gift. And little pads of paper. I got a 2-year planner, so that's good. And what else? Oh, some blade. Yeah, some just cool pencils and pens. Nothing like really artsy. But then I got this. Let's see if you can hear it. Got that from my desk.
That'll cheer you up.
I feel great. So yeah, whenever I'm depressed, just use that.
Yeah.
You can't be sad with that right there.
Not at all. But let's see. Yeah, I guess I want to get into where I've been and where I'm going. Uh-oh. Some cat's jumping on my door trying to get in. It's been a very important year. I think I've defined myself more in this past year than I have the many years previous to this one. I think I always knew, I wanted to do my own comics, and I wanted to do just random art, and being online so long, whenever I started, I think it might have been, could be wrong, somewhere around there. I started, just with the simple things like MySpace and email and whatnot. But for every year that I've been online is like just me learning about computers and about how to interact online with people and how different social sites worked and how you do stuff on them. And I've learned more and more over the years, and sites have gotten more complicated, and you could do more things. And but I think I've really solidified how I want to do things more, and what I want to be doing. than any year previous. Like experimenting along the way, and nothing is ever solid. You know, an artist's career is fluid in many ways. You know, and I'm trying to bring a certain, you know, rigid stance to everything I do. But you know, it is all fluid and moving and changing. And some things you do are just short term. Some things you do, you know, cover your whole career. But I definitely want to, like, you know, I've started some web comics this year and started some comics, and you know, the last couple of months haven't been great schedule-wise for a million reasons. More recently, just, you know, health scares in the extended family and health, you know, me and Lisa, and other things going on and whatnot. But I think with 100 Days of Making Comics, I really started moving things in the right direction of where I want to ultimately wind up. Is I felt really good about posting a lot, and I felt I actually accomplished a lot more during that time. And part of that was easier than just randomly doing it on your own. Like, to be part of that whole community while doing the 100 days, you know, and have people, you know, really and following what you're doing and commenting on everything, was, you know, encouraging, to say the least. But I want to, you know, move forward with what I've been hoping to integrate last couple months, which is posting more, but doing my own different series. You know, like the Hangouts became a part of that, and I think going forward, Studio Synergy will stay what it is, and I think I'll allow other people to host the Artcasters one, but we might do a different kind of hangout. I said, you know, it's me and some other people involved. That kind of slightly different. Anyway, so there's art videos I want to do on a regular basis, sort of like what Jeff Lafferty does with his Artcast. Do a lot more just, you know, doing the latest piece and talking while I'm doing that kind of thing. I got my vlogs. I got all the Inktober pieces is really priority of what I want to accomplish next. And yeah, I finally want to get started with my my comic show, which is Creator-Owned Comics when it starts up. I was hoping to get that started in December, but probably won't be until the first week of January. But, you know, yeah, so my vision of what I want to do is more solidified. I also know that I want to really start working as hard as I used to. Like, part of what will help me in the future of making enough money on a weekly basis as a freelancer is doing some inking jobs for other people, rather than me getting a day job or taking on random client work. It's more a possibility of continuous work, keeping in mind that some comics, don't always make it to where they want to go, but it's usually longer gigs, so it'd be more money I could depend on, as well as it's been a long time since I've been published on a regular basis. So not only will I be finally completing some of my own comic projects, but working for other people, getting my work in more books that are getting out there is a good thing. I'm not looking to work for any majors, but getting a couple of independent comic gigs here and there will be a good thing. Just smooth my way. So, I know I don't like to be at the bare minimum of what I need to make. So, if I can alleviate some of that, through getting some making gigs, and by all means. And sort of what I was saying is I want to bust at my ass more. I know my sort of work ethic of late hasn't been as good as it once was, and I want to work on that. Part of it is I'm immersed in a lot of what other people were up to, and I'm going to lighten that load a lot and just focus mostly on what I want to do and what I want to accomplish, and do that, and be driven by my accomplishments. It's great to interact online and all that, but I'm finding that it's consuming too much of my time. There will be those I still follow regardless, but I'm going to start limiting it. I look at bookmarks I made along the last year. It's like I have all these special page I go to for all sorts of tabs and whatnot, and there are literally hundreds of things that I put aside to check out later. And, how much of that is really important to what I need to know, or need to watch, or need to listen to, or, I'm a little, just like, I love to check out everything, but there's only so much time in a day. I just want to be a better writer, a better artist, draw more, which was always sort of in the back of my head. I'll probably be doing a lot more sketch cards. I also want to be doing bigger pieces of just new art that has no ties to anything else, which was, I did a vlog on me talking about being an illustrator. I just want to do art, like a painter does a painting. I just want to do random pieces. And yeah, part of that is to make money, but part of that is to just do finished pieces. I mean, to start something, then finish it, and like with style or image or composition, with all that sort of in mind, to achieve something greater than you have before is one of the things I have in mind. And I mean, have fun is always part of it. I am driven because I'm so invested in all that I do. it's definitely a matter of getting more control of my schedule. A couple of people along the way have advised staying offline, and I think maybe I'll try that. It's like, because I find the first thing I do is go online in the morning, and half the day is gone, and I'm still like, interacting with stuff in the morning and whatnot, checking emails and messages. And, that's too much time to spend. It should be an hour or two at the most. I used to remember waking up in the past and just, I'd work for 6 hours and not even do much of anything else, and I miss that. And I think I really have to curb myself on checking anything until midday.
Yeah, I've found that I found that minimizing distractions or just forcing yourself to start off doing the work like really kind of sets the tone for your day. Like,
yeah,
I think I think if you kind of get into that mindset early, then I've found a couple times where I've woken up, like, even though I didn't want to, just force myself to start drawing, not even put any music on or anything, and then later in the day it becomes harder for me to pull myself away. Like, I just get into that thing where I'm like, I'm making progress, I got to keep going.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just it could be you sitting down and working for 5-10 minutes, and then you're in the flow. It's just that first 5 or 10 minutes of pushing yourself towards making that habit.
It is really hard.
Yeah. It's like, because I've been thinking a lot about, this school, which is very structured, and I loved going to school. I may not have been the greatest student, but I love that, and that's really tough to build for yourself. It's easy for me to follow somebody. It's like when I worked at various jobs, it's like, okay, I got to do A, B, C throughout the day, and whether watched by the boss or given free rein to accomplish my tasks, either way worked for me. But in the end, it's like you are given a set of instructions and things to accomplish, and it's it's not you running on your own power. But I want to sort of give myself the real structure to what I do, and I could accomplish a lot more. If I give it more structure, perhaps.
Yeah, it's all just a matter of building habits, I think. Like, because human brains really, really like habit, and it's just a matter of putting in the work to change the habit, which isn't easy, but I mean that's what's I think you have to do. Especially since you don't have something to saying, well, do this at this time, because it's easy if somebody's selling you.
Well, what is it? What is it that you go online? You said, and you like, are you checking your email, or is it like you're just Facebooking?
Yeah, like the first thing I do when I turn the computer on is check, my emails, check messages. It's like I go to email, I go to Facebook, I go to G+, I go to YouTube, I go to Twitter, DeviantArt, all that stuff. It opens up, and by the time if I'm even glancing at top 5 of everything on each site, it's like hours could go by.
It is tough. I mean,
And I good.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was agreeing with you.
Yeah, I I started my career before computers, and I remember working out of my apartment when I first started doing mics. And back when I was a real sucky inker, and I would take any job, even if it was for no money, just to improve my skill and to be published in another book. And I mean, I woke up at 6 o'clock. By 7 o'clock, I had breakfast. I've already been at the table working for a while. All I had was probably a radio. I had a TV in the other room, but I don't. Back then, I don't think I did anything other than turn on the radio. I'm sure there was lots of times back then I didn't even turn on the radio. And I would just sit at my art table and work. Long days, and a lot of that time early on I was single or dating, but it wasn't I wasn't living with anybody, so it was a whole different world in a lot of ways.
Well, I think
no
what
pets.
I think what I was wondering more about was is it part of your work regimen? I mean, is that important to your livelihood to be as social as you are?
I mean, that's an opinion. I mean, I know it gets me something. But would my close friends be any less close if I didn't, like their stuff every day? I'm sure they would still be friends. If I did less of that, I would produce more work. If I produced more work, then people would see I'm busier, and would understand, hey, that's why he's not as active. So I don't think anybody would be offended. Is it important? Yeah, some of it is. I don't think, it's like I see people who are like just a YouTuber, right? They may have a Facebook profile and a Facebook page and a Twitter and a G Plus and whatever else, but they're mostly active on YouTube. And there are YouTubers that don't even really respond to most of their comments. Maybe they'll respond to the top 5. So that's like they only respond to the top 5 per whatever video or whatever. That's not highly interactive. And yet, they got a ton of subscribers and they got tons of comments for every video and tons of views, and so I mean, they're I think what they're doing is highly effective. Um, I think by me interacting less online, I'm still 100% accessible. You know, if you want to reach me, send me a message. You know, it's like I don't have to post online every day for people to know if I'm online every day. You know, um, I think me by me outputting more, that that's more important than anything else.
I think the like the deeper gist of what I was asking though is it
Okay.
important for your social working life that you answer emails and things of that nature in the morning?
Well, I could do that. You know, I could answer messages and limit the time though.
But I mean, is that something that you could do like say you block out some time at like 4:30 for like a half an hour or an hour or something at the end of the day as opposed to
Like, do I have to do it in the morning?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, I've been doing it in the morning, but I don't see it as I have to. I mean, I can just like turn on the computer, glance at everything, not necessarily answer anything, and see if it's something I have to answer right away. I could do that sort of thing,
Because
where
that I mean
it won't consume.
it kind of seems like that whole like you don't tell like you don't rattle an employee at the beginning of the day kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's really kind of how I view like the whole internet thing because I know once I get on there and I start answering people or talking to them, then you wind up getting that guy in the middle of the day that um is at home.
Like me.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, one of the things is like Jeff, he's really good at that because every now and then I'll needle him for like questions or something like that, and he'll just be like, "Hey, I gotta go," and I'm like, "You didn't have to go. You're still online."
Yeah, I mean,
How,
there's definitely a lot of people that are good at that. It's just like what I've done more and more over the years is to be as interactive as I am, and I mean, part of it is me being social, and I don't see that as a bad thing. But it's becoming more and more important to me. And it should that the work is more important, and um, there won't be any social aspect to it if my career isn't where it should be. Um, and I think right now I just see it as a major setback to me being as interactive as I have been. Um, I'm just putting my own foot down, I think, and I'm sure I expressed this a million times before, but I just um, I see it now clearly that I gotta step away from the computer um, socially and just get some real work done and you know when I this way when I touch base it'll be more meaningful.
I wasn't really involved in that 100 days of making comics, but I certainly enjoyed watching you and the other people produce them. It was really important to me. So I understand that you got to worry about yourself.
Yeah. It's I find it impossible to have a career and um, have a life, and be able to check out everything I want to check out. It's literally impossible for me to watch every video, listen to every podcast, read every blog, and also keep up with everybody's daily, comment posting. It's, if I know it's more than 3 people, which I do, all that stuff's very time consuming, and it's sort of like, do you go to the newsstand and pick up every magazine and every newspaper, or do you pick out one? Where do you get your information from? There's usually a source. You don't get it from everywhere. So there's people. I definitely want to see what they post every day. But for the most part, I like to check in with everybody eventually. I don't know. I'm just this doesn't sound interesting to me anymore. You get my point.
Yeah.
I think everybody can feel that to some extent. Certainly not as much as you, because you were so social. But I know I can waste 90 minutes on Facebook, and I don't even have a page. I'm just reading other people's stuff. So.
Yeah. I want to mention. Johannes, you posted somebody new as part of the.
What's this patch something? Let me see if I can find my phone. I'll tell you who it is. Patch Silver, yeah.
Do you know anything about him?
We talked today, and I trolled his Facebook page, and from what I can gather, let me see if I can get some right information, because I don't want to do the guy an injustice as he's starting off, So just give me a second here. Talks amongst yourselves. Mad World Comics, I think, is what. I don't know if that's the comic book or the comic book company. I know he's attached to a comic book company. He had something in his videos, which I don't want to. He does have a video on there, and it's I guess a friend of his or a cohort of his. At any rate, I'll tell you this. I know that his 100 days should be starting on the 2nd, which I think is a Friday.
Okay.
This Friday. Do you want me to see if he wants to come on and talk about it, or?
You mean right the 2nd?
I don't know. Never mind. I'll let you filter him out later. But he seems like a genuinely good dude, and he seems like he's gone through a couple of people's 100 days already. And like I said, we spoke a little bit today, and I like his style. So.
Yeah, I see he's. I'm on his Facebook page, and he's friends with a bunch of people I know. Yeah, I'm curious. I usually try to mention new 100 dayers. So I noticed you posted, and I just checked out. I guess I probably mentioned last time.
Who was it? You broke up there.
That, the other new 100er.
Gazbot? Gizbot. They've all
Yeah,
got
Gatsby.
interesting
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, I think I mentioned last hangout that I checked out his first video. Maybe I didn't mention it, but yeah, I'm really interested in watching, you know,
I've
all of
picked up.
his videos and catching up on what he's doing. Um, I haven't seen anything other than his first video so far.
It looks to me like he's probably going to wind up plowing through it. I think he's already got 2 books written. From what I've seen, I think the last time I've just been checking in here and there. I haven't had a really chance to sit down and watch all of them yet. But I checked in with him like around
Right.
close to 30. I don't know what day he's on now. I think it was like 26, 27. And it looked like he had already had a bunch of pages scribbled up, and I think he's aiming to have the whole book done, pencil wise or roughs at least soon.
Well, I mean, it's I think it was him that mentioned that he was going to put more in than 30 minutes. So, it's possible he can do a book in that time. I mean, Farrell Balding did an issue of his book in 50 days or something.
Wow.
Now it really depends on your style and your approach and all that. Farrell's stuff isn't that heavy detail-wise or whatnot. It's a little cartoony. Not that it wasn't hard work, but if he continued with his 100 days, he probably would have finished another issue.
Wow. I never got to look him up. What was his name?
Farrell Balding. Well, he's probably on the Tumblr page. If you go to the Tumblr.
That's a good point.
Yeah. There's the100s tumblr.com or however that works out. It's THEE100S, I believe, or 100, something like that. It's been a while.
Have you been looking at that? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Have you been looking at the woman introducing Emmy and what she's doing?
Yeah, I haven't caught the last couple. Like, she stopped for a while. I haven't caught up to her new ones yet. But she's amazing. I mean, she's one of those webcomics I followed, for years.
Oh, really?
And it was only because of the 100s that I realized she had a YouTube page, and that she was anywhere else other than her webcomic website page, which is her webcomic is Troy Newman, which I love. The art is beautiful, the coloring is beautiful, the story is really, really good. And I was thrilled to see her become part of the 100s. And yeah, she stopped for a while. She got, her trade came out, and she's got a lot of things going on. But she started up again.
The interesting thing about her is, she's gone for several days at a time, but then if the last one she did was day 20, she's back with day 21. She's not taking anything off.
Yeah.
I think she's a real good designer too.
Oh yeah, she's got a lot of talent behind what she does, and she does different styles. But I definitely love the Troy Newman style. and she's on, and she's got some other mini comics posted there. Her name's Emmy Binter, I believe, so you can look her up. Troy Newman is her webcomic.
I'm not sure I ever heard her last name.
Yeah, it's posted in some different places, but yeah, she's really really good. And yeah, I mean that's what she does for a living, and you know, from what I see, she's making a living out of it. You know, I know she's married or got a boyfriend, and he works, but I think I think she's making her own living out of what she does. If not, she should be. Been doing it long enough. She's got product out there. She's got prints of her characters and whatnot. So, and plus, she's part of like the Tapastic program. She's got a like creator pledge program. She's on Patreon. She makes money there.
Oh.
Yeah. So from what I can see and gather, she's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I got that impression.
Yeah. And I mean, she's funny. She talks during her videos and whatnot, and she's like, oh, like sometimes she goes, oh, I'm boring, or I hope you don't mind what I'm talking about, or whatever. She does that a lot, but I enjoy it, like every second of listening to her. There's some people that are just so natural. I think she's one of them, regardless of how she sounds to herself. I think she's a real natural, just like like Jeff Lafferty is a natural. Can talk on and talk about random things and just be a really good listen. Me, I feel like I rattle on sometimes. But, all my friends are forced to watch all my videos. So.
I can't even think of a joke right now. So damn it.
I was waiting for it.
The one time that I needed to,
You
I
failed
got
it.
nothing. I got nothing that wasn't just dickish. Like, that's not going to make people laugh. That'll just make people think I'm a jerk.
Hmm. Well, you can't help what is actually fact.
Well, that is true.
Wow. It is good.
Holy cow.
Yeah. We're all friends here. I've had some friends that are like, brutal to other friends, which is sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's painful. To actually, like, be in listening distance from those kind of conversations. It's like, I don't know if I should hug you or walk away or.
I've got my best friend's the type of guy that you don't want to spend like a couple of days with because he'll get into your head and make you feel bad about yourself because he feels bad about himself. He's like, I need to share the hate.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole other thing. I was talking about like just playful banter amongst friends that just sounds evil,
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. But it gets inside of. He's like, it's got a darker tone to it once
Yeah.
time starts to pass.
So basically, he's trying to go pro with it. But,
At one point, he had contemplated that. Yes. Exactly. He is. Yeah.
I was joking. That okay. I was really looking for the affirmative response there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to kill the puppy.
So he's looking at going pro then. Are you kidding? He won states 2 years in a row.
Well, I thought you meant maybe he's wants to become a psychiatrist or something.
Let's just screw somebody else up.
In your head. Yeah. I think they say that psychiatrists need a psychiatrist.
It's like, yeah, they're all supposed to talk to somebody, I think. Get all the bad juju that everybody dumps on them off of them.
Yeah, they're all really screwed up in the head.
I hope Peter's therapist doesn't see this video. Oh, so he also need people to talk to, is that it?
Us comic people are all screwed up.
Well, that's true.
I think I read that Wally Wood, if you know who he is, he'd have a pretty big studio and he'd, just lay into all his problems and all his views on the world and do a captive audience.
I can only imagine what that was like.
Yeah. And I suddenly have a new hero.
It's back in the day of real studios.
What a wonderful concept.
That's what this is. It's a virtual studio. Yeah.
This is not at all like working in a cold warehouse.
Yeah, I think the old studios get romanticized just a little bit. It's great because if you were working in the bullpen back in the day, you get to hang out with Steve Ditko and Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, but it's like they don't bother paying the heating bill, or turns out that Ditko is absolutely insufferable or something. It's like, this wasn't as great as I thought it would be.
I wonder how many fistfights occurred in there.
I've heard stories. I can't repeat.
I'll bet Don Heck had a mean right cross.
He was the worst. I was in the bullpen, but it wasn't as far back as Jack Kirby days. And I don't know if anybody. I was still too green to know if anybody of significance was really around me. Other than the editors, didn't know the bullpen people from random people who were showed up to finish something off or whatever. I worked in the bullpen just to meet some deadlines. But typically it was just the bullpen staff who worked with typefaces and cover layout and whatever technical stuff needed to be done. It wasn't necessarily creative staff.
Seems like I read this really sad description of a letterer who had a one-bedroom apartment and a tiny drafting table shoved up into a corner, and that was where he slaved away every day in doing his lettering.
Probably, with the prices of like a Manhattan apartment, I can imagine that. You know, like somebody would be willing to just get like a nothing apartment to be nearby, I guess. Because there's definitely high-priced closets available.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen like pictures of Wally Wood like sitting on like a bed on the floor with a typewriter in one hand, a page in the other. You know, so I can't imagine it was all that glorious back then either. You know.
Well, yeah, I don't think it was ever really glorious. I think it kind of became that way because we like to romanticize our heroes a little bit. And, I think Stan Lee was the best salesman in human history.
Yeah.
So, you've got him pitching you this vision of the Mighty Marvel bullpen, and you're going to, think it's freaking Valhalla.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the Marvel offices, I mean, as far as I know, were always, good offices, space-wise, and it's not where the creative staff worked though. But what was it? Oh, Jack Kirby. I saw a picture of Jack Kirby's desk where he worked, and it looks like an art table stolen from some school. It's
back
it's
in
like a banged up wooden.
Very old, yeah. And kind of small, too.
Yeah. Matching chair. But, I mean, really, you don't need much. You don't need to make it Hollywood. That doesn't really make it better. It may, like, convince some superficial editor to hire you, if you got a fancy neon desk or something.
That would be a bastard to draw on, though.
What is this penciler I'm be working with? He's got a glass art table. And it's like I can't picture working on a glass art table.
I've got one.
Yeah.
I've got a light table. I got rid of my drafting table.
Well, a light table is one thing, and I've seen art tables which had a light table incorporated, but he just has. I mean, to me, the pictures I've seen, it just looks like a drawing board table, but it's glass. It's not used as a light table as far as I can see. But it's very pretty. I just guess I don't want to be working on glass.
Yeah, I would. I would love to have that because I mean that to me seems almost extravagant,
Yeah.
But the idea of actually literally working on it makes me a little nervous because I'm a big guy. I lean on that thing too much, and I tend to lean a lot when I'm drawing, and that's just not a good combination with a glass working surface.
Yeah, could be bad. Could be bad.
I know I'm being a pessimist here, but
Yeah, and then you pop your ball.
And then you smash right into your desk.
Yeah.
That's not good. Yeah. But pro tip: don't pop your ball.
Yeah.
Pro tip.
There's something absolutely hilarious about Peter using pro tip.
Gosh.
But, it's like right now my art table is just it's one of those desks. I bought a furniture store just to have something temporary, and it's become my permanent desk. Um, and it's just a long rectangle, and the left part of it has my computer, and then the rest of it I just ink on, draw on, whatever on. And, I've used artboards, but I never was like I have to have it at 45 degrees. So working on a flat surface is not too far off from what I'm mostly been used to. As far as being a traditional working really. I've known a lot of people who work at 45 degrees, and I just think that's crazy.
I could never do that either.
Yeah.
I actually built my own, so that it
Built your own table?
yeah. So it's got like those classic kind of wooden ugliness to it. I mean, it was just like stuff that I had laying around that I was like, I need to make a table. I need to make it now.
Right.
And it was only supposed to be a pattern, but once it was made, that was it. That was all I needed.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of charm to an art table or an art board that is just like, cheap, ugly ass wood.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think there's, in a weird way, there's a lot of art to that, and I don't know why, but I don't know. I respond to that a lot.
I think that was a compliment.
It was.
Either way, I'll take it.
No, take that as a compliment.
Okay.
Like,
Actually,
sound like a
not
threat.
only that, but like there was like extra stuff. Like I made like myself a light board out of it. You can see it in the videos where I just cut a hole in there, and I took one of those lights with an arm on it, and I bent it up underneath there, and I put a piece of plexiglass on it.
Yeah,
So
I'll do it.
and then whatever I had left over plywood wise, I actually stained. So those are nice and dark, and the other thing just looks terrible. It's like this monstrosity sitting in my living room.
you're like
Doesn't have to be
Art
pretty.
Guyver, man.
When you were talking about throwing something away every time you move, I used to have a regular art table too, but
Mm-hmm.
it seemed kind of stupid to have two of them.
I have got like the cheapest of cheap art tables. I think it costs like $30 or something. I got it back in high school, and this thing has followed me everywhere. When I ended up moving and lost my proper desk, it ended up seating my computer now. But now I'm going traditional. I gotta figure out something else with the computer. So yeah, I'm still gonna have this thing, and I've been carting around for like 15 years now.
That's pretty cool, man. I mean, I carted stuff. I moved around a whole bunch there for a little bit, to the point that like my wife has, when we got together, it was like the perfect marriage, because she owned 2 houses worth of stuff, and I had clothes and pictures.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I talking to Lisa at one point. And I was like, if we broke up, I would have absolutely nothing.
Yup.
It's like I'd have to get everything new because everything useful is yours.
That's not a great situation, Peter.
No,
That's
Peter,
fine,
there's
we're not
nothing wrong
bringing
with
up
that.
that.
Don't listen to them. I'm in the same boat. Don't listen to them. It's perfect. Just make sure you kiss ass constantly.
Sounds like a plan. So, it's almost 1:45 here. So,
I am never
I'm
up
thinking
this late.
we'll round it up.
I'm long in bed usually by this time.
We'll round it off. Yeah. I know, like, the RCasts have gone way longer, and they usually start later.
Wow.
I forget when I started this one. It took me so long to get started. I guess we've been going 2 hours roughly.
I can't
Yeah, I
believe
think-
I've figured it out myself. Usually
How to get
complicated
on?
stuff like that, it's just I clamp it up, but this time I was able to figure it. So
Cool.
I hear you. I
Good to
hear
have
you.
you on.
Yeah, man. Nice to finally hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fun. It's always fun.
yeah,
Yeah. So I'm not sure what I'm thinking like I'll do this twice a month rather than doing weekly. You know. So I'm not sure what will be the first time next year I'll be doing this, but I'll post in Artcasters as usual. Yeah, I'm really eager to just like dive in and do long days and I have so much work to get done, and it was so frustrating this past couple of weeks because it was devoted to family and being sick myself, and I got nothing done. It's so irritating not doing what you love, you know?
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
Yeah. So I definitely have lots of catching up to do and things promised and whatnot. But yeah, so I figured, yeah, I might get a video in before the end. It's only 2 days left. But if not, then I'll start off the next year strong and see how long I keep the pace going. That's my plan.
I got to tell you, I've accomplished more tonight than I usually do. It may make you feel bad, Peter, but that's the truth. Actually,
Hey,
sitting here doing some work.
Hey, these are always the most productive things for me, especially the studio synergies, because the desktop is broadcast, so I can't screw around, because then the entire internet sees me not working. Yeah, that's a bad situation right there.
Yeah, I'm totally counting this as day 86 right here. I got 84
Just
up
put the
early.
link in your video.
What's that?
Just put the link in your video. Make it so.
Yes, sir. Make it so.
I still have a YouTube video that I want to make to go with my other two that I made the past 2 years about about vector layers in Manga Studios.
Oh yeah.
I'll watch
Oh,
that.
that'd be a good one. Yeah.
There's an amazing amount of stuff you can do with it.
There is. it's constantly. I mean, I was just telling John a couple of things, and that was something that I just learned within the past couple of weeks because I finally was like, I had it. I didn't want to use the keyboard anymore. I just wanted to use my monitor, and so I forced myself to sit down and figure it out.
Yep.
Yeah, it really is a shockingly deep program.
Oh yes. It's amazing.
It seems so. I don't want to say like shoddy or anything. It seems very, very simplified when you first start working with it.
Yes.
But you know,
Are you on 4 or 5?
I'm on 4. I haven't upgraded yet.
Okay. I mean, there's not that much difference functionally.
No, there really isn't.
Yeah, but it's like
There's more stuff to get confused with.
Yeah.
at least you're not bitter.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a good program.
Yeah, I've very much fallen in love with it. It's one of my go-to programs.
Do you use does anybody use Sketchbook Pro? Did I say that right? Sketchbook.
Yeah, I think so.
There's this guy on
I haven't used it.
YouTube, Robert Marzullo. Do you know him?
Maybe.
For some reason, he started using Sketchbook Pro, but he also uses Manga Studio. Mm.
Yeah, he uses both. He's Ram Studios.
Right.
Find him on Facebook too.
Okay. Yeah, my wife got me a tablet for Christmas, and
Cool.
it's older, so that's about the only thing that I'll be able to put on it, I think. I don't know that I can put the manga on it.
Mm.
Not that I won't try, but
True. Well, I've heard people say that it 5 uses more resources than 4, but
yeah.
I
Well,
really
I mean,
haven't seen much difference.
yeah. The only difference is that the brushes I feel like can do a little bit more.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
you've got like what is it, perspective tools, and is there word balloons and things in 4?
That's
oh
the
yeah,
one.
the word
That's the
balloon
one.
thing. Oh, okay. The word balloon thing in 4 is just I can't speak to how it works in 5 because I haven't used it yet. But in 4, it's just like beautifully elegant and it works exactly the way that you think it should. And yeah, I love the word balloon thing in 4. I won't even touch word. I won't even like make word balloons in other programs. If I make art in other programs that I have to use for comics, I will port them over to Manga Studio just to drop the word balloons in.
Right on. Yeah, I forget what it
John
was.
loves word balloons.
There was some selling point on there was some reason why I wound up getting 5, but I started off with 4.
I did too. I just come to grips with 4 when 5 came out.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I need that. I don't know.
Yeah.
And now
Well-
it's like a year and a half later, and I still don't know how to use the thing. No, I mean I'm pretty proficient in what I do with it, but you realize when you go outside of that comfort zone, you realize that there's still so much that you don't know.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I've been there.
Almost every time I pick it up, there's something new.
Yeah. And you just keep learning and add it to the toolbox,
Mhm.
of
Yeah,
what
it's
you
all about
know.
building the repertoire.
Yep. It's just another tool.
My cat is completely freaked by me being up this late and talking to nobody. Talking to the thin air. My neighbor may not be too crazy about it either.
If your neighbor's paying that close attention, I would actually be concerned.
Well, that's true.
I think he's talking to somebody. I think he's on the phone. Why are you even checking, Gerald? She's saying things.
I heard your name mentioned.
I don't know why I decided that your neighbor's name was Gerald, but, you know.
It could be.
Edith, now he's slathering himself in peanut butter.
Oh my God. That reminds me.
Oh no!
Yeah, it gets worse. The guy above me, I gotta keep my voice down here. The guy above me, he likes to throw empty beer cans off of his porch, and half the time I think he's deliberately aiming for my patio, but they're all over my stoop, and it's just a mess. And then the day before Christmas Eve, he had a friend over. He always drinks Busch. That's the beer cans that are always lying in my patio. He apparently had a friend over who brought his own Lone Star. So around 2:30 in the afternoon, there was this incredible crash of cans falling, and there were like 40 of these cans out on my patio and just right in front of my door. My God.
Wow.
Lord.
Wow.
No peanut butter. So
No peanut butter though.
just building up things here, letting everybody down.
I'm sorry. People that do that ask for something creative to happen to them.
I'm thinking of leaving some used cat litter in front of his door or something.
It's so funny. I was just thinking the same thing.
No. Okay. It's the one thing I have a supply of.
Just save it in a trash bag for like a year. And when the trash bag is full.
No, do it immediately.
No, that's what I'm saying. You wait until the thing is full.
Oh, okay.
Then you leave that on his doorstep. It's like Merry Christmas.
Yeah. I've never done anything to the guy. I don't think we've said one word to each other. I don't know why he would.
It's just because that's who he is.
I guess.
Yeah.
Because the guy's a jerk.
I would send some homeless people to collect cans from his place.
That's an idea.
Yeah, I heard you got cans here. Can I have some cans?
What do you mean you don't?
You let me know. Hey, could you call my cell phone and let me know when you have more cans? Because all the homeless people have cell phones.
That's I've noticed that. How does that work? Oh my God.
Your neighbor downstairs in 3B says that you're the man to talk to about the cans.
Yeah, he'll say, "Come back in an hour," and I'll have several for you.
He says you have the best cans.
Else? Yeah. He threw something over the.
All right.
We won't even go into that.
All right, let's wrap this one up. So
Peter's had enough.
That one's in the can. Yes.
this one's in the can.
Well, you did that right. See it.
Let's tell everybody who we are and where they can find us again.
Do we want to now? I mean...
No, I think we want to. I'm not sure. The listeners want
Yeah,
to.
maybe I shouldn't.
I'm embarrassed by myself.
We won't give you your exact address.
So, this wasn't our finest hour, but you know.
We're sending a copy of the show to your neighbor.
Yeah, he's watching and he says, you know, I'm not on. You don't see my face. So he's, damn it, that's my neighbor downstairs. That son of a.
He did. He sent me a thing. It seems to be some sort of shiny disc. How do I work it? Oh. Tonight got weird.
Yeah.
I mean, they usually get weird, but I mean, still.
There was no grounding female presence. That's what the problem was.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
Otherwise, it just gets completely out of control. All right, Kevin. So,
I'll never be invited back. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it was definitely great to have you on, and
It was good. Thank you.
let people know where they can find you.
Well, I have my site. My name is Kevin Phillips, and it's kevinphillipsillustration.com. It's a site I last touched about 2 years ago and designed about 10 years ago. It looks good.
Oh boy!
And I'm also on freelance.com. So, and I'm hungry. Send me work,
There you go.
or just send me money. I don't care. Send me food. Send me food.
Or cans.
More cans. More cans.
I think he's got the can situation covered, sir.
Okay, so then we have John.
Hey all, I'm John Grzeski, aka Zomberai. I am at everydayabnormal.thecomicseries.com, where you can read my urban fantasy action adventure comic Everyday Abnormal, and part of my New Year's resolution is to take better care of my DeviantArt page, and I'm on DeviantArt as Zomberai. That's ZOMBUARAI. Yeah, so that's.
Dust that off.
Do what? But yeah,
You
I'm
gonna
gonna.
dust off your DeviantArt page, or
I think there might actually.
more of
Be,
that?
I think there might actually be dust on it somehow. By this point, like if I move the cursor on it very fast, like dust will come off of the.
Like a virtual blow.
I'm getting the sense that DeviantArt is fucking with me now.
And we have, last but not least, Johannes.
Johannes Wick. Let's see. Facebook. YouTube. Oh gosh. DeviantArt.
Part of D100s.
D100s. eBay. Fine Art America. I don't have my own site, but I have everybody else's.
That's fine. Hey,
It's slowly
It's
growing.
all good.
Just keep an eye out for it. It'll get to you somehow.
that's right. And what day you up? 86, 87? What did you say?
Today's my 86th day of the 100s.
86.
Nicely done, sir.
Thank you. And I got a whole panel. I got a whole panel penciled in tonight too.
Yeah, there you go.
Very sweet.
It'll be another year before you complete the 100 days.
Hey. No, I'm going at it. This is I took my Christmas break off, and I'm going at it. So I got the next 14.
It will be another year in a couple of days. So.
I thought you said it would be another year until I get my 100 days completed.
That's what I said. Anyway.
Somehow I think we're saying the same thing, but different.
Hey, be fair. English is not Peter's first language.
It's not mine either.
I'm in Texas. It definitely isn't mine.
Well, thank you everybody for checking out Studio Synergy. We'll be back next year, episode 19, week 2, week 3 of January, probably more than likely. I want to just dive into everything else before I start doing hangouts again. But definitely have a happy and safe New Year. Don't drink and drive. And we'll be back with more spectacular guest stars than ever before. Okay.
Yes!
Yay!
Yes. All right. Take care till next time.